Hey YouTube friends, it's Rainy with the Woolly Llama Shop, and I am back for the second part of the spider web join. And so for this one, in the first part I went all the way around this one. If you missed that video, go back and watch it before continuing on to this step. And for this step, I have another one that I've gone all the way around. And basically, all of the blocks that you do, you're going to want to go do this first step all the way around. Now, there is going to be another part, because this part will only take us through the first row. But then the third part will go to show you how to attach the next row of blocks. And then from thereafter, it will all be the third row. I mean, the third step. Once again, I should have worked through this before I decided I wanted to do, before I should have publicly announced that I was going to do a spiderweb join. I can do it. I don't know, I don't know how well some of the beginning crocheters will be able to do this. I mean, I'm not doubting anyone's ability, but I had to stop and think about this for a minute, and I had to work at it. Of course, now I am working from something that is circular and turning it into a square. So I had to rewrite the pattern in my head. Maybe that's what's giving me the confusion, because I have done something like this in the past and it turned out wonderfully. Now, and even if it doesn't turn out, the way that mine does, if yours, as long as they're hooked together, and anyway, it is supposed to have a nice little spider web looking thing, like right here in the corners. It's supposed to have like a little join that looks like a spider web. So that's kind of why I picked it. Plus, with all of this white trim around the edge, I kind of thought that looked spiderwebby too. But I will completely understand if some of you say, whoa, pull back the reins, sister, this is a little much for me. I get it. If you want this to be an easy project where you don't have to think about it, just sew them together. Just sew them together and no one will be the wiser. I mean, actually, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea, in thinking about like Frankenstein. He has a nice little seam right here that's visible, and if you have watched The Nightmare Before Christmas and you've seen Sally's dress, it's a nice little patchwork. And the scarecrows and things, you see them being, patchworky and not 100% neat. So if you want to make your blocks patchworky looking, exaggerate your seams, whatever. This is your Afghan to do whatever. But, if you're here watching this, thank you for watching. I hope you'll stick around to see how I make a mess out of this. I'm hoping it'll turn out all right. Which it should. It should. I always doubt myself when I shouldn't, because, well, I just do. I think that's human nature for most people to doubt themselves. But anyway, we're going to get started with this. And like I say, make sure you have 2 blocks that have the trim around them completely. Now with this one, I did cut it off. I went ahead and joined it, went all the way around, and slip stitched back into the first one. But this one, I knew I was going to be continuing, so I just left it here. If you're going to do this project on the go, you'll probably cut it off or whatever. So that's where we're at with 2 completed blocks. We're going to set the second one aside for a few minutes because we have to go completely around this one first, and then we'll get to the second one. So just one moment and we'll get started. All right, so here we are. Let's get this going. All right, so everybody it will have a different number here. As we determined yesterday, mine was 7. So you want to get over to the middle of this spot. And so we're just going to do that by slip stitching over there. I've already slip stitched into the first one to close it. So I'm just going to slip stitch over to here. Let's see. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. I want the fourth one because I have 7. Yes, I made such a big deal about this. And so, let's see, the first round of flowers. So pardon me while I read my directions again. I've read them 1,000 times. And I still have to read them again and again and again. Okay, so we want our chain to be just a little bit longer than the last round. So going on what the original instructions say, they are chaining 2 more than this one here. So for me, that would be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And nowhere did I ever claim that I was good at making tutorials. I'm just doing this because I want to share what I know. So after we chain that 9, we're going to come over to the 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into that one. You know, and you may see me do a single crochet on accident because I'm not, you know, I'm just wired to do single crochets instead of slip stitches. So then we're going to do it again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to slip stitch, I hope y'all can see this, into the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, so now what you should have are, it should look like that. And so now we're going to do the big corner. So these are going to be known as little loops. And the next thing that we're doing is a big loop. And so I was lucky with mine. I actually was able to use the same number of chains as the original pattern. So in holding with that, I'm going to go ahead and use the same number that it says to chain, which is 17. And you're thinking, whoa, Nellie, that's a big chain. Well, there's a reason for it. So we're going to chain 17, or whatever number you want to chain. I mean, you know, you always have the right to chain whatever you want. I'm assuming we're all going to have similar numbers because, well, I mean, you know, we should have similar counts if we're all doing 6-inch blocks. I don't know what size blocks you're doing, but I can't imagine doing much more or much less. I think 6 inches is probably about good, but somewhere between 6 and 8. All right, let me count and see what I've got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay. Now we're going to totally skip that corner. Remember, in the last time I said that this corner doesn't, you know, matter at all. We just needed to get across the corner. So we're going to completely skip that corner, and we're going to count to the 4th chain again. 1, 2, 3, 4, around the corner. Okay. So now what you should have, two little hoops, 2 little loops, and a really big loop. So that's how you get around the corner. And so each side should have 2 little loops and 2 big loops. So as we turn the corner, we're going to do, you know, this you'll have 2 here. So 1 here, and then 2 in the middle. And so I'm going to work through mine, and I will be back in just a moment to show you what I've got. All right, so here we are again. I've gone all the way around, and I've slip stitched back into the last slip stitch before I started chaining. Just anywhere in that given area, just, you know, you can just attach it as long as it's close to your beginning chain. And so I have 2 small loops for every side, and then 4 of the big loops at the corners. And so now we're ready to start joining them together. Okay, so I have the second block, and I have joined in the 4th chain of the first loop. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to join to the other to the other block. Now you're going to join in the small one, the small loop. We're going to ignore the big loops for right now. Just for right now, we're going to start right here. And we're going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want the 5th one. Let's see, I got an extra. I didn't want that on there. Okay, so we just want to do a basic, just we're slip stitching into that. So you joined, you chained 4. Sorry, maybe if I turn it sideways you'll be able to see better. And it's kind of hard to tell with all these tails hanging out. But so join, chain 4, join to the middle of that loop right there. Okay, and then we're gonna chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna go back across to the second block, and we're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain. And so see how you're getting your second row of small loops here when you join? Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but we'll keep going. And so then we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sorry, my viewing area is so small. Sorry, guys. So we're going to go on the 5th one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's right. Okay, right there. We're doing a slip stitch, and then we're chaining. Let's see, how many are we chaining? Where am I at? Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me turn it this way. And so we're going back over to the second block, and we're slip stitching. Now we are to the end where our corner starts. And so for this one, remember I chained 17 here. So I'm going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to join to this one. In the, let's see, would be the 9th one. Is that right? Let's see. Let me read my directions. It'll tell me. Why am I trying to figure it out? Chain 8, slip stitch into the next loop on large. Well, that doesn't tell me. So anyway, yes, it's going to be 8 plus 1 plus 8. So it would be the 9th loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course I would have my yarn underneath where I don't need it. There we go. And you know, cobwebs aren't even, spider webs aren't even. So, you know, if you get it off by one time, you know, no big deal. So this is what it should look like so far. We've chained 8, we've joined in here. Now we're going to crochet another 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to go around the corner to our 4th chain over here and slip stitch. Okay, so now this is what we have. We joined here. Let me get my tails out of the way. Joined here, chain 4, slip stitch, chain 4 back, slip stitch here, chain 4, slip stitch over here, chain 4, slip stitch here, chain 8, and join at the 9th chain here, chain 8, and we're back to familiar territory. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to continue this block just like we did with this one on to the second round. So what that means is, so for me, that means I'm going to be chaining 9. 1, let me do this here. Oh, well, let me fix that right fast. I don't know, but it's a pet peeve of mine when it pulls up like that and it makes space. I like my stuff to be, I don't mean tight, but you know, not gappy. So I will fix that right fast. I just don't like gaps. All right, now I'm going to crochet 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And my next little loop, I'm gonna come to the 4th. And when I do my single crochet or my slip stitches, I try to make my stitch around two yarns, 2 strands. That way it doesn't do that gappy thing as bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to find the 4th one here. And slip stitch. And if you're more comfortable making single crochets, then by all means make a single crochet. You know, don't let me be your determiner. You know, do this however you want to do it. 3. So now we're doing 17. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, around the corner we go. And we're going to find the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of snug that up a little bit. Okay, so where we are right now is we have this. Let's see, pull this over a little bit. So what we've done from the corner, we've just created the corner here. And when we come down the next time, you know, the next row, this is going to be pulled down even further. So it makes kind of a, like a diamond shape. I mean, you know, it's kind of cool. Anyway, from the corner, you turn, you do your 8, you single or you slip stitch here, you chain 9, slip stitch here, chain 9, slip stitch here, and then you make another corner, 17. So I'm gonna put you on pause here and finish my round and come back and show you what it looks like once I get done with this round. Okay, so I'm back. I forgot about one little thing before I put y'all on pause. So I came all the way back around to this corner over here. Yeah, so you got to work it the same way as you work this one down below. When you get done here, you're going to chain 8, you're going to slip stitch here, chain 8, and join down here. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that right quick. So yeah, we're just going to do that right fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's not do it this way. I'm reaching around the camera and it's difficult. So alrighty, and then we're gonna chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's going to come down here to where we joined in, right there, right where that first, where we like attached to the round. And that is how you do it. So that is the second round and the join. Now you can continue this round or this row all the same way that you did. Actually be going this way for me. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You could join over here. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the first row, you're gonna stop, and so this is going to be pretty much the same, except you're going to do one block at a time on the next row. But when I get there, I will do another video just so you can see what you're doing here in this little corner. I mean, it's pretty much you're just going to join in the same spot. And then when you come to this fourth, or well, not really the fourth block, but the block in this corner, you're gonna have to join again. And anyway, so it's just kind of common sense. You have to think about it, and I will put the link to the original directions in, even though, like I say, it's a round project and we're working on a square project. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.